I don't know about you guys, but 2025 really annihilated me like a truck. Hey, Queso Divas. Ooh, I'm cozy tonight. I was ready for it to be over. I am so optimistic about 2026. I feel like it's just gonna be my year. I'm getting in my groove. Things are starting to align. Today is the first Monday of 2026, which means the new year started today. Did anyone else feel like we were on December 35th? I felt like December just kept going on and on and on. Today, in my mind, is January 1st. I thought it'd be the perfect time to sit down and film this video about the lessons that I learned in 2025 that I am going to be taken into 2026 to make 2026 my year. Because how can I expect 2026 to be my year if I'm not going to put in the work? And I put in the work in 2025. I want you to learn from my mistakes. This is eldest daughter Queso speaking to you right now. I learned a lot. I paid a lot of money in therapy this year. So take this free therapy right now and let me help you. Because in 2025, I suffered a lot of loss. I lost friends. I lost myself in a lot of ways. I lost my purpose. And this all happened at the very beginning of the year. So I had to rebuild off of that. I started the year at a pretty low point. I went through 2 back-to-back friendship breakups that were pretty significant with people that I thought would be in my life forever. They were both kind of blindsided friendship breakups. They were both also me deciding to step away from a friendship that was no longer serving me. I think these were my first friendship breakups where I walked away for me and because I knew I deserved better and I deserved better friends. I've always been known to stick around, get tossed around. I like getting tossed around. And this is the year I really stood up for myself. The first time I've really ever stood up for myself in a friendship, in the friendship realm. Because I have no problem standing up for myself in business, standing up for myself with men. But when it comes to friendships, I just want to be liked so much. I feel like growing up, you work so hard to make friends, and it is so daunting and so hard to make friends, especially when you're in a new city. And I felt like I built this community, and I was scared of the community changing, and so I was allowing subpar treatment. One of the hardest things I had to learn when going through this friendship breakup was closure is self-administered. I've learned this in situationships this year, although I've never been in a relationship this year. There's a lot of situationships where you don't get that closure, or in that friendship breakup, you just want to talk to them one more time. You just want them to hear your side one more time. You want to rephrase, you want to say certain things, and you want them to just get it. You're like, come on, get it. And you have to realize that they're not gonna get it, and you don't need them to get it. What's that girl with the buttons? Hey, it actually only has to make sense for me to do it, and I don't need to explain it. But closure is not going to be a conversation, a text, a letter, anything. Closure is going to come from yourself, and you have to decide that internally. Because until then, you are emotionally attached. If you are laying up in bed at night thinking of scenarios, you got to cut it off. I unfollowed these people, I muted these people, I blocked these people, not because I don't want to see them win. It's because I don't want to see them. I don't want to be emotional. I'm closed. That chapter is closed. For months, I was waiting for these people to reach out to me with them just understanding my side of things and being like, you're right. And I had to just be like, that's not coming. It's not going to happen. This situation is done. This isn't how you thought it would end. This isn't how you thought it would go, but this is what's happening and you have to move on. Because it was just draining all my mental energy. And once you just release that, girl, I had so much more free space in my brain. My brain felt clouded with just all these what ifs. Because with that, accountability reveals character. I realized this year that friends that are not willing to be held accountable are not your friends and not people that you want around. Once you start to become more comfortable and confident in yourself and not putting up with other people's bullshit anymore and confronting them and calling them out on how they can be a better friend or if they are upsetting you, instead of going around and talking behind your friend's back, if you go up to them and say, hey, I don't like the way that you're doing this, or I don't like the way that we're handling this or how we're communicating about this, if they cannot be accountable, they're not your friend. Both my friendship breakups were because of another person's actions towards me, and I was no longer going to put up with it. I put my foot down, and neither of these people could be held accountable for their actions. Yikes. Because the moment you express hurt and they flip it back on you and they deny and they make excuses and they're like, oh no, but that's just you. You're just emotional. That's not your friend. I was surrounding myself with people that just sucked the confidence out of me, honestly. And with that, you have to realize that some people are just never going to come back. Because once again, I waited around for so much of this year waiting for these people to come back. And like, they're not going to come back, babe. They're not. And I have to move on with my life. Why would I want someone in my life that's not going to be held accountable for their actions, have a productive conversation with me, respect me, and then we move on being friends? Because I want to be held accountable. I want you to call me out. Oh, I love a little constructive criticism. Because honestly, some people just won't speak to you again because they can't cope with the fact that they hurt you and you did not deserve it. And they don't want to be held accountable, and so they are going to run away and never speak to you again. Because I know someone else out there is dealing with this too, and this is like the worst kind of friendship breakup and the worst kind of hurt is when your friend hurt you and they don't want to be held accountable and they just run away, hide, and make you seem like the bad person for like expressing your emotions and calling them out on being a bad friend. Like, that sucks. Because that's not maturity, that's literally just avoidance. And I've applied this a lot this year in my romantic relationships. When a man like disappears for a few months and then like comes back and is just like, hey, what you doing tonight? I literally sent one guy this message. So this one guy, honestly, this is worst date of 2025 guy. He texted me and he said, hey, Claire, how are you enjoying the holidays? On December 17th, after not talking to me since October 31st. So it's been over a month and a half. I just don't respond. He starts calling me in the middle of the night for the next 2 nights. And I just like don't respond the first night. The second night he calls me twice and then texts me, hey, what are you doing? So the next morning, Sunday morning, I take this into my own hands because I'm like, this is ridiculous. I said, you don't get to have access to me whenever you'd like. I haven't heard from you since Halloween and I'm not interested in hearing from you now. Now, what I've learned this year is I could have just gone ghost. I could have just not responded. But me sending that text closed the loop in my own head. So now I'm a badass bitch. I stood up for myself. I know my worth. My soul feels aligned. I can move on now. I can move on. Which leads me into my next section of my notes. I literally just like brain farted this all down and I'm just going to like go through it all. Because the lessons I learned this year through like relationships and having access to me really taught me what to look out for. Because the people that I was having problems with in my life had repeated characteristics. And they're just characteristics that I don't mesh with, that I don't want to mesh with. And if I see someone like that, I have to run for the hills or at least put them in a different bucket. They can't be a close friend that I open myself up to and give access to my life. The biggest one is girls that choose men over their friends. I'm the type of girl when I go out, if a man approaches me and like I give him my number, I say like, let's plan a date or something, but I'm not leaving my friends to spend the entire night with him. That's just who I am. And I want to surround myself with women that do the same thing. Because with previous friends, I always used to feel this really big pressure when going out, being like, I need to find a guy, because I knew that she was going to find a guy, immediately start talking to him. He's probably not going to have a friend. Maybe he does have a friend. The friend's definitely not going to be cute though. So then I'm on my own. And that's stressful. I don't want to be on my own. I went out with you. I want to go out with you. And now all of a sudden I'm on my own. And I've noticed this just happen repeatedly when you go out with different friends and different people. Different people just have different priorities. And some girls, all they care about is like finding a guy to spend the entire night with. And that's just not really, it just doesn't match my freak. Like, I want to hang out with my friends. I'm here to hang out with my friends. And if a cute boy walks up to me, I'm so down to like go on a date with you, but I'm not going to give you all my attention right now. Like, and I'm probably drunk and I like just want to see you at a different time, like time and place, babe. Then you're just going into one night stand territory anyway. So it's like these girls are just, which it's like fine, but that doesn't match my freak. I don't want just like random one night stands every single time I go out, or just like random male validation every time I go out. I don't even have to like go home with them, but like spending the entire night with them and giving them and having them give me drinks and stuff, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't really care that much. I love a grind. I love to grind on a dance floor. Like, I'll be your dance partner for a little bit, but I'm hanging out with my girls. I'm going to talk to my girls. I'm going to be with my girls. And the girls that would rather be with a man all night than be with their friends that they came to the bar with all night, I don't know. Just not my vibe. Something that also really bothers me that I've just decided to no longer tolerate within like my closest circle of friends are people that are chronically late. I really cannot stand when someone is like more than 15 minutes late consistently. Because every once in a while, I'll be late to something, but I would say 90% of the time, I am showing up on time. Like, when all my girlfriends hang out, I am always the first one there. Not on, like, I just show up on time. Like, I don't think being late is cute. It's not quirky. It is just super disrespectful to my time. Because if I'm going to show up and be somewhere, especially when it's like cold out in New York City, I'm not going to wait and stand outside for you to roll up when it's like, we agreed on this time. And so in the later half of the year, I started deciding that I was going to invest my time in people that would show up on time that I could rely on. And it honestly, I mean, I saved time by doing it. For me, I would say it's probably like a 2 to 3 strike policy. I invite you to something once, you're late. Okay. I invite you to something twice, or like we make plans twice, and you're late. Now you're not getting to 3. Earlier in the year, Claire, you would get to 3 strikes. After 2 strikes, I'm like, no. Because I really do think how prompt and on time someone is how much they respect you. Something I've also learned to look out for are these things that my therapist and I, we call them tornado friends. They're just kind of these people that a lot of people are really like drawn to, attracted to, like want to talk to. Like they're usually like the life of the party type. And like when you're talking to them, they're just like chatterboxes. They always have things going on. Like I feel like everyone knows one of these people. And it's like, you want to be close to them and you kind of get caught up in their tornado. You get caught up in their shit. Like all of a sudden it's all about them and you're like all for it because everyone else is obsessed with them. They are the star of everyone's life and you get wrapped up in it. And so I'm like, okay, you're the star of like my life too. And then I'm like, wait, I should be the star of my life. I should be the star of my own life. Wait. And this happened to me 3 separate times, and all 3 of the friendship breakup people were tornadoes. They were all people that were, I guess, like you could also call them like a narcissist. And I realized that I just don't mesh well with tornado. My star sign, my compatibility doesn't mesh well with tornado sign. So I've learned I need to stay away from those people. Because you can like pick them out at a party. You can pick them out in like an initial conversation. It all seems so like good, exciting, like yeah. But I think once it gets down to like the nitty gritty and actually being a good friend, some people are just more like fun going out friends or just like have around, but you can't really rely on them in like your time of need. And so I've learned how to categorize that a lot better. What would be a Queso reflection video though if I didn't talk a little bit about men? So we're gonna do a tiny section about men. Because if we think about it, going into 2025, I had just deep dove shared a lot into my dating life with my 2024 dating series on TikTok. That was pretty crazy. A lot of people saw it. A lot of the guys that the videos were about saw it. And I continued doing them into the new year because I was having so much fun with it. And I had so many stories to share. And then it started like tracking into my real life where I was getting really anxious when I would go on new dates that they would have seen my TikTok or seen that I make TikToks about dating. And some of them would even mention it. Because before when I was dating in 2024, I wasn't talking about dating at all until the end of the year. So I went that whole year dating and I went on 73 dates and like I didn't have any anxiety about them thinking I was going to make a TikTok about them. Then all of a sudden I'm making TikToks about every man that moves. No, they weren't safe. So this year I feel like I found a balance. I feel like this is also going to help me be able to open up via YouTube. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now because on the TikTok For You page, it's the Wild West and anyone can see anything and it is very like digital footprinty. And I realized that privacy is power. It's really difficult trying to be a private person when you like to share things on the internet. And I honestly think any of you can take this privacy is power into like your own life. One of my New Year's resolutions is to literally move in silence, even like with my own friends. Like privacy is power. I want to like say, oh yeah, I did that, instead of, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. Talking about things very matter of fact. I want to like ask people's opinions less and really go with my gut. I feel like this past year, at the end of the year, anytime I got like tripped up emotionally was when I asked too many people their opinion and what they thought I should do in the situation, instead of just going with what I thought I should do. And then whenever I would reflect on it after, I'd be like, ugh, I should have just done my thing, instead of getting so many different people's hands into the mix. Like we're crafting out the perfect text. Like I just realized I just need to go with my gut, and whatever I come up with is going to be like the perfect answer. Like it's going to be great. Everyone else is just on a different emotional maturity level, and everyone's going to do things differently. And I feel like I want to like just carve out the way that I'm going to do it. And talking to myself more, spending more time with myself. I just booked my first ever solo trip. I'm going to Florida, baby. Which is silly. If you watch the dating series, you know that like the worst men ever come from Florida. But I'm literally just doing it as like a beach vacation. I got a little like spot right on the beach. There's a pool, there's sand, there's ocean. It's going to be like a 4-day mini retreat, and I'm excited to document the lessons that I learn from that and spending that time with myself. Because I really, although I live alone and I do spend a lot of time with myself, I'm constantly avoiding time with myself, which is something that I definitely realized this year. I have avoided myself my entire life, which is a hard and like sad thing to say, but I feel like a lot of people are also probably in the same boat, where it's easier to hang out with friends, hang out with family, be on your phone, be on social media, than like actually sitting with your thoughts, sitting with yourself and getting to know yourself. Because I really just want to find a place where I'm at peace, especially living in a city that's so go, go, go. I just want to feel like at ease. Like I'm going into my late 20s. I don't even want to say it. But like life is getting real. Life is getting real. So if you are like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, even 24, until you get kicked off your parents' insurance at 26, enjoy every moment of not having responsibilities. Enjoy it, because I wish I did. Life is getting too real, and so I need to find a way for me to become at peace with moi, with myself. And by doing that means I have to spend time with myself. So I'm doing the ultimate extreme, since I cannot really spend time with myself here alone. In a way, doing this podcast is a way for me to spend some time with myself, obviously with an audience, but I can't see you, so I'm hanging out with myself, and this is just like my stream of consciousness. But on the topic of New Year's resolutions, here are some daily habits that I started doing in 2025, but I'm definitely going to be doing every single day in 2026. 2025 was my year of going to bed early. I used to be the girly that was going to bed at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I would be like anxious to go to sleep because I didn't want to like miss out on anything, as if like something was gonna happen in the middle of the night that I needed to be around for, and it would just be like all on my phone. So I'm just like sitting there scrolling. Like that doesn't feel great. So instead of that like 2 to 3 hour scroll at night, I decided to put the phone down and just go to bed. I just went to bed. I started off by taking just some melatonin, but then I got into the habit of waking up earlier because I also used to not be out of bed until like 11 a.m. every single day. And I honestly think it was just because I was like not happy with myself and with my life at the beginning of the year. And I didn't really have any like reason to get up or any drive or want to like get up out of bed. I had these like friends that were like consuming me, but at the same time suffocating me. I didn't like, everyone I felt like knew my business online. People were coming up to me in person and like talking about my business, and I was like, how do you know my business? And so I was sleeping in, and then I decided, okay, I'm gonna read a book at the end of the night, which I do read one book every single month. That is something that's always been my New Year's resolution, and I keep to it pretty much. I usually read like 10 books a year, which I know there's 12 months, but I would read my book. I would fall asleep at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I was waking up at like sometimes 4:30. And becoming a morning person is like the single most amazing thing that has like ever happened in my life. I love how long my day feels. I usually wake up now. I feel like I'm more of like an 8:30 riser. Honestly, sometimes 7:30 when I'm at home. I spring out of bed. I worked so hard on myself this year, like mentally and stuff, because I was at the point at the beginning of the year where I didn't want to get out of bed. Now I can't wait every morning to get out of bed and get my day started and like do my content, like check in on things, like spend time with myself, do my morning routine, like get my day started, all the things, which is like such a huge accomplishment for this year. And I would have never discovered that if I didn't just like start going to bed earlier, because if you go to bed early, you're gonna have to wake up earlier. Like your body doesn't need like the 12 hours. Like it's gonna wake up after like 7 or 8. So you'll just start waking up earlier, and now I can like go to the gym earlier. I used to go to the gym religiously at like 3 p.m. because like since I'm self-employed, obviously I have the luxury to do that. And I used to really like that. Now I like going earlier, getting it done. Like I would like love going like before work and stuff, and like getting my 10,000 steps in like before it hits 10 a.m. Like, oh, it's just a lovely feeling. Because then I can do the best of both worlds. Because then I feel like I have enough energy to then do something later in the day, or like get together with friends, spend time with myself. Like I have like my whole afternoon to myself now, which I really like. Honestly, something I did just do that felt so good was I went through and I just decluttered. And by decluttered, I just like tossed. I did the two-hand toss. I went through like even all like my supplements, like medications and stuff. I went through all that today. Half of it was expired in 2024. Babe, your Motrin stopped working 2 years ago and you're still popping them. I wouldn't have known. I went through the expiration dates of everything. I threw away a ton of like just random like old food that I didn't feel like I would ever eat, that's just been like sitting there, and like random like knickknacks and like just like trash, and really just overall decluttered my space. And boy, have I felt good today. Like everything just feels cleaner. I'm also planning on redecorating my apartment. This mirror right here, I'm going to move it to this wall, and I think I'm going to get like a desk right here or something, because that's the one thing, I don't have any seating in here. And I'm in the mood to girl boss, so watch out, world. Also, a big thing that I did this year was meet with a nutritionist. My friend Sydney met with this woman and was like, oh my God, she's so amazing. And it was like mid-year, and I was like, you know what? I'm 26. I've never done really any like testing like this. Like I get my blood work done, but at the doctors, they don't really tell you what's going on. So I was like, let me see for myself. And so I met with this nutritionist. I'll have her info linked, honestly, at the bottom if you want to see her. Like, she's amazing. She changed my life. But what I learned from that, my biggest takeaway, one, I need to take a multivitamin. Easy, easy. Two, no one's eating enough fiber. Because through this, she had me track like a week's worth of food just to like see what I was putting in my body. Like I'm not trying to like cut the calories, cut the pounds, anything. I just wanted to like know if what I was eating was like right and good. Because trigger warning, EDs. But way back in the day in like high school, I had an ED. And so after I like self-recovered from that ED, I just have let myself eat whatever I want until like this year. And I was like, no restrictions. I didn't want to think about it because I was so restrictive with myself. I think I just like gave up. I mean, my bod looked fire, but I'm just like so much happier now. And I was like, okay, well, I want to be like healthy too, though. To be healthy without restricting. So I met with this woman and we tracked my food, and she's like, babe, you're getting like 1 gram of fiber a day. And for my like height and body weight, I'm supposed to be getting like, I think it's like 35 grams of fiber a day. And she's like, don't worry, no one else is getting fiber. No one's getting fiber. Because if you tracked your meals for the day, I would bet you're surprised at how little fiber you're getting. You're probably getting max 6 grams. So what I did is I just started eating chia seeds every single day. I put chia seeds either in my oatmeal or in my smoothie or in my yogurt. I'll do a yogurt bowl, or like a banana with peanut butter or an apple with peanut butter. Anything, I put 30 grams of chia seeds on. because chia seeds really taste like nothing. They're what gets me to hit my fiber quickest. You can pick any fibrous food, but chia seeds are very like fiber heavy. I also just ordered fiber like powder supplement for when I'm like traveling or if I don't have my chia seeds, just a way for me to get my fiber. And my fiber has become very important because I did all this testing. We found out I was like super internally inflamed, which I don't feel bloated or anything, but it was definitely because I'm not having enough fiber. So we fixed that this year. And I feel like I just have a lot more of a well-rounded diet because I did a few like sessions with this woman and I met her and she like educated me on like the large intestine, small intestine. Like it was my first time learning about the body. Everyone's been saying that this past year, 2025, is like the year of the snake in like the Chinese calendar or something, and next year is the year of the horse, which I know it doesn't start till February. So I'm kind of taking January just to like shed. Like that's been my intention for January, is just to like shed everything and set myself up for the most success for 2026. Like I'm not taking it as like we're hitting the ground running right now in 2026. This is like my foundation month. This is why I'm doing my solo self retreat. I literally threw away like half the stuff in my apartment. I am like redecorating for the first time since I moved in here 2 years ago. I think the balloons are staying though. I don't know. I just can't get myself to remove the balloons. Let me know if you also guys want an apartment tour. Once I'm done, maybe I'll do an apartment tour because I love, love, love my apartment. And I'm keeping all the same decor. I'm just like rearranging where it is because I think visually I just need something different. Because 2026, it really feels like I am shedding a layer of myself, and it must just be the frontal lobe developing because I feel locked in and ready for this. Other things that you can do, I'm also going to get new bed sheets. I decided I have had the same cherry bed sheets. Like they are so cute, yummy, delicious. Like these are the cutest sheets ever. I ordered these sheets from Amazon. They delivered. I was like, oh my God, I love them so much. Wanted to put the link on my story, sold out immediately. And this was when I first moved to New York. This was when I was still with my long-term ex-boyfriend. The cherry sheets are like go back that far. And I think that's a big part of me not wanting to let them go, was because like he would always be like, Claire in the cherry sheets. Like, I don't know, like I was in the cherry sheets. Like so many people have been in the cherry sheets. But I think that's also the reason why I need to let them go. Like I feel like they're holding on to a lot of like aura. And even though they're absolutely fantabulous, adorable, I think I need to switch it up. I can keep them. I'll keep them in like a corner. But I want to start like switching up my bed sheets and like just switching up the vibe in there. I think just like for myself, I think I don't put a lot of time and effort into my bedroom because I don't film content like in my bed really. Obviously another easy one is cleaning out your closet. I feel like I'm always constantly cleaning out my closet. So it's nothing new and refreshing, but literally nothing feels better. Because when I transitioned my closet from summer to winter, if you guys saw my vlog where I did that, oh, that was a big clean out. I also did a deep digital cleanse. I got a new phone. And so with the new phone, I like deleted a ton of photos. I like unsubscribed from a ton of emails. I just kind of deleted a lot of apps that I wasn't using. Just a full like declutter. I deleted a lot of old text threads too. And I feel like that really like cleansed a lot of my energy. Ooh, like I deleted and blocked a lot of people just that I like never want contacting me again. Like a lot of just like random men. I'm like, no, you don't get access to me. You don't get access to me. I'm done. I don't want this to continue ever again. So like, I'm just going to block you. No hard feelings. Like you're probably not going to text me, but like, even if you did, like, no, I'm just going to answer for the both of us now. Also, I've been low-key unfollowing a lot of Instagram accounts. Like a lot of people that it's just like, I'm never going to see again. I don't care that you're engaged, or it's like a random like creator, honestly, that like doesn't inspire me anymore, or like someone that I like want to see. Like, I feel like I follow so many people that I'm just like, I get into bad moods maybe. Like, I don't want to follow anyone where I get in like a bad mood or like a comparative mood. Like, I want to feel inspired and or like entertained or something. So I've just kind of been like cleansing accounts of like, you know, when you like just randomly meet a girl at a concert or something and you exchange Instagrams and it's like, I don't know you, and like some of them I am invested and I'm going to be following them forever, but then other ones I'm like, who are you again? Like, I don't really remember. So it's like, we don't need to follow each other. One guy I can't get myself to unfollow is in college. this like matchmaking AI thing came out. This was like before AI was even a thing, but like Michigan Difference, someone came out with a matchmaking AI where like everyone filled out a questionnaire and you got your perfect match. And I literally had a boyfriend, but like obviously I'm gonna do it. Like I want to know who my perfect match is. Like, hello. And so I got matched with my perfect match, and like we follow each other on Instagram, and like he DM'd me, and I immediately, obviously my first DM was, hey, sorry, I have a boyfriend. But like he was and he's already married. He got married. He has but I'm just like, he's my perfect match. Like I can't unfollow him because he still follows me too, because he followed me like pre-influencer and stuff. So I'm like, it's funny that he still follows me. He's married, and it's like we never even like met up. Like I never even saw him. We were literally just like AI literally matched us together, and like I put a stop to it immediately. I like catfished him. I like tried to cheat, I guess. The final thing I'm locking back in and doing, because I feel like this is a good kind of resolution and a thought starter for the rest of the year, is not doing double screens. I feel like, I mean, look at me right now. I have camera screen, I have my iPad recording, and then I have my notes. So I have triple screens on right now. But I mainly mean when I'm watching TV, which, guys, I just watched Heated Rivalry start to finish yesterday. Oh my God, I have never been more of a fan of a couple on TV than Heated Rivalry. For some reason, these boys scratch an itch. And I'm like, I just want to see them win. All of a sudden, this is going to be a Heated Rivalry podcast. I could talk about that forever. But when I'm watching my shows, my immediate reaction is to also be on my phone, like micro scrolling. Like I'm going to be scrolling, maybe I'll be more scrolling. And then I've started doing where I open up TikTok and I start scrolling while watching TV. And that's when I said enough's enough. I said enough's enough. I don't want to do double screens like that anymore. So what I did is I ordered a looming kit. Let me grab it for you. So if you're looking for honestly like a fun mindless craft to do, like I've tried crocheting, that's too hard for me. I've tried that like needling thing. Anything sewing I can't do because of my nails, because I mean, look at them. I like having long nails, and you can't really needlepoint. I can't do needlepoint with my nails. And so I found these. This is going to be my third one. They're just these like pillow looms, and you get this little tool and you just hook them. And I like the ones that are mainly one color because I don't really care about the design. Like I'm going to give this to like someone for Valentine's Day, maybe as like a joke or something. But this is the perfect mindless like activity, like finding some sort of activity that you can do while you're watching TV that's not being on your phone is such a good way for you to like cleanse your thoughts and cleanse your brain and just kind of like reset at the end of the day. Like your mind has so many thoughts throughout the entire day. Like you need somewhere and some time to process them. And I found through doing like a mindless craft like this, where like I'm literally like, okay, I'm just doing a ton of like red looms and I just like do the act. And it's like fluffy and it's stimulating, and I can do it with my nails. It's not hard with like if you have nails. I'll link this in the description because I know there's like endless designs. Like I don't even know what this is even called. But doing some sort of craft to eliminate the double screens has actually changed my life, and I really fell off on it in the later, like in Q4. Honestly, because I was making a pillow for so long for worst date number, I think 3, the one from my hometown. I made him one, and then after I finished that, I just kind of like didn't get another one, and so I bought this love pillow. Hopefully be done by Valentine's Day, because low-key those take a long time too. Like I like it because I'm going to be working on that for probably 2 months. And it's like, it's so mindless and so easy. So that should be your New Year's resolution too, is to find something that's like, so you don't have double screens. Because I want like everyone just to like, I really just want to be on my phone less and like be out more and like be traveling and trying and doing things, because I just like kind of start to spiral sometimes about how much time we spend on our phones. Like I just want to be like uploading my content and then like running into the sunset, because at the end of the day I love creating, I love editing, but I don't need to be doing so much like consuming, even though I love like the brain rot and I love like the bits and the jokes. But it's like you can do less. Like you could cut back like an hour. Like let's see how many hours I've been on TikTok for today. It's 7:11 right now. Make a wish. I've been on TikTok for 1 hour today. I mean, that's not that bad, but tonight I'll probably tack on another hour or so. I mean, honestly, I think this is where I'm gonna wrap it up, you guys. I don't know if I have any other lessons that I can learn. Anything from you guys? Bob or Peanut? This video was honestly kind of all over the place, but so was 2025. I just matched 2025's freak. I hope you took some comfort in this chaos and you enjoyed hanging out with me, because I know I enjoyed hanging out with you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I love you. And I'll see you the next time. Here's to 2026 and more videos on my comfy couch. Love you. Bye.